Hey, we're back. Part 2. Week. Last.
Yeah.
Season.
Maybe last. 3.
3. 3-ball walk. And we're here. We're going to talk about some individual votings, how they finished and everything like that. Things you may not know, but we and our crack staff research department over there was able to pull it up. And here you go. This is the 2018 AL MVP. And we'll break down each one and we can look at it and whatever. You got Mookie Betts with 28 first place votes, 2 second place votes. That's 410 compared to Trout, who had 265. Pretty unanimous there.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got Mike Trout with 1 first place, 24 second. So 25. So it was pretty dominant. He was second place. What's interesting is Jose Ramirez finished third and only had 1 vote. And now it just 1 vote of first. 1 vote of first and second. You saw that. Okay, he had no first place votes and 1 second place vote.
And he still finished third.
And he finished third.
And J.D. Martinez had 1 vote for first and 1 vote for second.
That is correct.
And he finished fourth.
That is correct. That's what we were talking about. Yes.
That math makes as much sense as the crazy core math on an assignment these days in school for middle schoolers.
What?
Yeah, the math doesn't make sense.
Well, because look, I mean, we'll look at
1 and 2. He got more first place votes, more second place votes than the guy who finished third.
and last week on this show,
We said he should be third.
someone said it would not shock me if, and I even might have guaranteed it. I guarantee you,
He finished more votes than
he'll get
anybody
more
else.
first place votes.
Than anybody else. And Julio
But
made
look
the call
at
now.
this. Mookie Betts 28 and 2, Trout 1 and 24, Jose Ramirez 0, 1 and 10. Okay.
And JD went 1, 2, and
1,
8.
2, and 8. So he even had.
how is
they
that?
each had 11 top 3 because look at it. Then he had 11 fourth. He had 3 fifth. Look at where the bulk of JD Martinez's votes came. Were JD Martinez, and if you look at it, 11, 21, 27, 28. 2 people didn't even put him on the ballot.
Who didn't put him on the ballot?
2 people didn't put him in their top 10.
Those 2 people should not vote.
And it was only 198. Now, the big misconception, we said it is, he should at least be,
top 3.
And they don't, it wasn't like these are the finalists and that's who
Right.
they're going to vote among. This was the ballot. They calculated, they said the top 3 are Betts, Trout, and Ramirez, and that's who they announced. Maybe in this case they should have said, here's the top 4, and at least we wouldn't have had a week of arguing. And then when they announced, hey, Trout won it,
When Betts
won it, they'd have said, okay, and then they'd have looked at it, and it would have been an afterthought. Oh, he finished 4th? That's kind of weird.
That's
He
kinda
should have
weird.
probably finished. But it wasn't a whole week of, what's he not doing on the finalists and everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point, that they should not announce them as finalists.
Here's the top 3 vote getters.
Right. They should not announce them as finalists.
Because then people think, okay, we're going to, and he isn't even, you're not even going to be able to vote for him because he's not one of the finalists.
So they had again, I think that's if you're going to narrow it down, maybe you should narrow it down at some point to the top 5 and then let the writers vote on the top 5.
So now you go to
And revote.
view individual ballots on a separate page, and this is what you guys want to see.
I want to know who didn't put him on their ballot.
Okay. Betts, Trout, Ramirez, Martinez. And Betts, Martinez, Trout, Ramirez. That's the 2 Baltimore guys. So they got the top 4. Okay? Betts, Trout, Martinez, Ramirez, and Betts, Trout, Martinez, Ramirez from Boston. So even the Boston guy put Martinez, both of them voted exactly the same. They had Betts winning, Trout second, Martinez third.
Why?
Okay.
Why? If you're the Boston guy covering that, is that just to appear? I mean, that's groupthink at its best.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't want to appear to be a homer. That's what you don't want to appear to be a homer?
You respect Trout for the season he had. Statistically, but Mookie won it. No, you're right.
You can't tell me that Trout was more.
If we're going to do this on every one, we got to move along. The Chicago White Sox.
We don't have to do it all. I just want to know who did
No,
it.
I want to do it all because that's how the only way we're going to find out. Betts, Trout, Ramirez, Bregman with Martinez 5th. from the Chicago Sun-Times. The MLB.com guy from Chicago, Betts, Trout, Martinez, Ramirez. So everyone pretty much so far, except for one guy had him 5th.
And that one guy.
Now we go to Cleveland. Cleveland. Betts and Betts.
Okay.
Trout and Trout.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? I mean, everyone pretty much is in agreement that Trout was number 2, which is kind of except for you. But
yeah.
Now, one Cleveland guy put Ramirez 3rd.
Okay.
And Martinez 4th.
Okay.
The other one put Lindor 3rd, Ramirez 4th, Bregman 5th, Chapman 6th. There's one of your votes that Martinez didn't get one. One of the Cleveland guys.
Come on, Cleveland.
If he'd have put him...
You're still bitter over LeBron, we know.
If he'd have put him... It was 208. The final ballot was 208, 198, and you get 14, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
So if
2,
he's in the
1.
top 10, he probably is the 3rd.
No, that would have only have given him 5 or 6 or 7
Right,
votes.
but the 2 guys.
Right.
2, yeah.
Right.
And you got two people don't have him in any of the top 10.
Correct. If he'd have just been in the top... If they'd have just put
Put
him
him in
on
the top
ballot,
10.
Yep.
he'd have finished 3rd. Okay, that's Cleveland. Detroit, Betts, Trout, Martinez, Lindor, Betts, Ramirez, Martinez, Bregman, Trout. That's the guy, one of the Detroit guys, the guy that put Trout 5th.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay, that guy has some problems too.
The Houston guy, Betts, Trout, Ramirez, Martinez. Betts, Martinez, Trout, Bregman, Ramirez. Who's not there? Betts, Martinez, Trout, Bregman, Ramirez. He put Ramirez 5th, the Houston guy. KC, Betts, Trout, Ramirez, Bregman. Betts, Trout, Lindor, Ramirez, Chapman, Martinez. So one of the KC guys had Martinez way down. The Angels guys, they got together too.
Trout.
They had Betts first.
Wow.
Both.
Trout.
They both had Trout second. They both had Bregman 3rd. That's my MVP, by the way, prediction for next year. I'm
Bregman?
going with Bregman.
Bregman next year, okay.
I told you, he's going to be a superstar.
I know you said it.
Bregman's my new guy. And especially after yesterday and not to cut in. So he's home, wherever home is, and someone let him know about this girl that got her car broken into and had a whole bunch of stuff stolen. She's a waitress. They called the store manager, so it was on video. Someone sat at a table, had a little hidden mic, and listened to the whole conversation. They want iced tea and then bring us the menu and everything like that. And they bring the menu, and he says, "Hey, we just got a call from our buddy, and we're getting together to watch a football game and everything. So if you can just bring the tab, we decided not to eat." And she says, "Oh, don't worry then." I mean, I guess they know it's Alec Bregman and a couple of his buddies and whatever. It's okay. You don't have to pay for the iced tea. No, I demand. I'm going to pay for it. I mean, bring me the check and everything like that. Brings the check, and he takes the check and puts $500 cash in the bill as a tip for paying for the iced tea. Okay.
That's cool.
And they had the video camera. They walk out of the store and everything like that. And the girl comes up and she chases him down. And the video guy videoing it was right behind, and he says, "Hey, we heard about it, and we had something to do tonight, but we decided we wanted to come and help you out."
That's really cool.
That was Bregman. $500 tip to help some waitress girl. It was kind of cool. Watching
That's good.
Okay,
Watching the video. So
we're
that,
getting
for
low
that,
on
he's
time.
going to
We're
be.
getting low on time.
We're low on time. The Yankees bet Trout, Martinez, Lindor, Bregman.
Somebody didn't vote for him. Somebody else.
Another one. Okay.
So with
Who voted for DeGrom?
Let's go to that one.
Right. Who voted for DeGrom for MVP? That's what we have to know.
We have to know who voted for DeGrom.
So we
for
got
MVP.
Bob Melvin joins,
I have a hard
Angels
time with him
two-way,
getting a
Blake
vote for
Snell.
MVP. I might have Rico
MVP,
Cardi
where's-
voted.
NL Awards. Brewers outfielder Christian Yelich is nearly unanimous
Nearly.
as MVP.
Nearly, he should have been.
Should have been unanimous.
And here we go. We got 29 and 1.
One. We need the one.
One. Who's the one?
Who's the one that did
Who's
not
the
vote
one
him
that
first?
didn't vote for?
Jake DeGrom, 1-7 voted for him second place. 1-4-1. Now, he wasn't on everyone's ballot, obviously. That's 9, 10,
7?
15, 22. So 8 people didn't put.
So 7 people listened to Buster Olney's hype on ESPN about Jake DeGrom.
Javier Baez, no first place, 19 second, 4, 5, and 2. So at least Baez was on every ballot. Nolan Arenado is interesting because they were saying he gets the Colorado Rocky bias. The reason all those guys, Larry Walker and Andres Galarraga, never won MVPs or whatever. You know,
They have to play half their games away from there.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
no, and it is what it is. And Nolan Arenado might be the best defensive third baseman in baseball too.
Absolutely.
You know,
He's great.
Okay, so Freddie Freeman finished fourth.
Wow.
There you
Had
go.
a good year.
8/3, 8/4, and DeGrom finished fifth.
So who voted for DeGrom?
Trevor Story,
He didn't vote.
Acuna right there, number
Acuna
11
didn't
or
vote.
12.
Yeah.
No, he didn't vote.
See individual ballots on separate pages.
That's what we want to know.
Yeah.
The
We need to talk about free agency before this is over.
Your
too.
Atlanta Riders, since you're wearing the Atlanta, you got Yelich.
Just
you
go
got
through there and tell us
Baez.
the one that voted for him. We
One
don't
of the
have time.
Atlanta guys went Arenado Freeman, the other one Freeman Carpenter Arenado.
We don't have time to go through all of them. You just got to go.
Okay,
You
here
scroll
we
through
go.
till you find
Yeah.
the one.
Nick-
Nick
talking about free agency.
P. Coro of the Arizona Republic had DeGrom first, Yelich
Nick.
second.
Nick.
Look at that.
Who's third? Story?
No,
Where is he?
that's the other
Oh.
Arizona guy.
Scherzer?
He had DeGrom, Yelich, Scherzer, Arenado, Baez.
Is weed legal in Arizona? Is
Well, it's probably not legal, but a lot of it comes across.
And the
border.
other Arizona guy, Yelich, Baez, Story, Arenado, Freeman.
I can't
Wow.
believe I heard that.
That I'm sorry, but whoever that guy is doesn't.
Turn in
you,
your
you need to
card.
turn your card in.
Yeah, turn in
Two
your card.
pitchers,
You're done.
MVP,
Well, C. Trent Rosencrantz from the Athletic
Both
for
of which
Cincinnati
didn't- and-
had Yelich first, but look at his second and third.
Grom and Scherzer.
Second and third.
How do you have those guys in MVP? Their teams didn't even win.
The Miami Herald, both Miami Heralds had Yelich.
DeGrom wasn't the best pitcher on his team.
The Miami Herald
Sorry.
and the MLB guy,
Yelich and DeGrom.
Yelich Baez, Yelich DeGrom. And then the Milwaukee guy had Yelich DeGrom, one of the Milwaukee guys.
I'm sorry, but people are falling in love.
Mike Puma, New York Post, Yelich DeGrom.
Are falling in love with stats that don't make a difference.
Thank you.
San
Thank
Diego, Yelich DeGrom. But I can't believe
The metrics.
Where did
All right, we got to go with the other. We got to move forward.
which one you want to see?
No. We got to move forward to free agent stuff.
Free
We got 2
agency.
minutes
Where do you
left.
think? Where do you think Bryce Harper ends up? What do you think about Machado?
I don't like Machado. Bryce Harper will end up with whoever pays him the most money.
They're saying Philadelphia. You think he ends up? I see.
Philadelphia?
Maybe. I don't know.
The one thing, but
I hope not. As a Braves fan.
as a Braves fan, right? Get him out of the division. Let's go. It's
No, I'd hope he landed in Atlanta.
oh, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, they get the money to do it too. Because the Braves have a lot of money to spend.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you spend that money if you're the Braves and you're just close? I'd
They
spend
do
it.
have a lot of money?
Yep.
I would not spend it on Machado. And I talked
No.
to a scout the other day. I did talk to a scout. True story. Talked to a scout at the baseball game here the other day and asked him a question. It's a guy I've known for a long time, and asked him if he thought Machado cost himself money, and he said, "Oh yes." He said, "Our team," and I won't mention which team he's with. He said, "But our team, we don't want him. We don't want him." And
Why would you?
he's a guy. He's a guy that cross checks for other scouts, and so he's like, we would not want him. So, not with that attitude to be your face of your franchise. And he said, we've already made our share of bad deals. We don't want to make that one.
Well, I mean, you played Division I baseball. You know, I had to bust my butt to be the last person on a junior college basketball team. But I can say the one thing, you know, when I hear a guy who's getting paid buku money say, "Oh, I'm not Johnny Hustle," that's a character problem to me.
That is.
And I don't know if I want that guy in my clubhouse.
How hard are you working
You
in the
know?
off season? Not
Right.
only you Johnny Hustle, but how hard are you
How
working?
are you working?
To get better at your craft?
And when you and I'm not trying to be a rah guy here, but you know, if you put your best effort forward, we talked about max effort pitching. This is different. If you put your heart into it, how many guys get by on their talent? Who, if they just put a little bit more into it, who knows where they would have gone? And Machado, to me, right now, is the poster boy for that, and he's got a lot of reclamation to do before he changes my mind. I mean,
I think so. I mean, he's a talented guy, no doubt, and he
Oh,
can
yeah.
help a team. If he wanted to, he could probably carry a team. But that's the question. Is I don't think he wants to. I don't think he has the want to, and so I wouldn't sign him. But hey, that's just me.
And Harper?
Harper Harper has a little bit of that in him for me. He's a little. He doesn't come out and say it, but he sometimes plays that way, just on the edge of. can you run that out a little bit more? Can you play through? There's some guys that you look at and you go, those guys made it to the big leagues because they tried harder than everybody else and they worked harder than everybody else. And then, as Bob said, there's some guys that make it on talent. And
If Trout was a free agent,
oh, I'd take him in a
In
heartbeat.
2 seconds. Of course.
I'd build a team around Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and the Angels, I think he's one of those guys, but like Jeter, he'll be an Angel for life. I
I
mean,
think he should be. If the Angels are smart, they'd lock him up for life.
But I thought about that about Pujols too. You know, when Pujols was a Cardinal, but they knew something, obviously.
Well, you get to a point. You get to a point in your career where you have to let somebody go now.
Right.
You just have to, as a team. You can't keep them forever when their talent is right at the top or going down, and you don't have anything around them, and you don't have any money to do anything. That was one of the things I think with Pujols that they just got to a point where they could not do it.
did the Red Sox do that with Babe Ruth?
I don't know.
No,
he cursed them.
He wanted to have a play that
Should
was
the
a
Red
hit.
Sox
That's
have
what
done
was.
it with Ted Williams?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe not.
No, I think that I think you keep.
But it's a different era in which we live too.
Right, totally different.
Totally different era with free agency. What would free agency have done to those
I'll tell you
guys?
the biggest guy. There's two guys in our era.
We got to go too. We're out.
There's two guys in our era, real quick, and maybe take out some of the other part because you're going to have 3 weeks to edit this out and everything like that. No, that I look at that and doing what you guys are saying was not good for them.
Who is it?
Albert Pujols. I truly believe if he'd have just stayed put in St. Louis, his numbers, he would have gone down as one of those. And he's still a certain Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's first
ballot.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But I think the move hurt his career.
Completely.
And the other guy, Josh Hamilton.
Josh Hamilton.
Oh yes.
Josh Hamilton sat there, and both, ironically, both went to the same team
Yeah.
Yeah.
to give Trout some help. And anytime I hear, well, they're not giving Trout help, they went
tried.
out and
They
signed
tried.
the two biggest free agents there were.
They tried.
They tried and it didn't work out.
And it didn't work out.
That sometimes
But
happens.
both those guys, if they would have just done against what you guys are saying, it's time to let them go and let them go somewhere else. I mean, the Cardinals were going to World Series with Pujols.
Yep.
The Rangers were winning and doing whatever with Josh,
Yep.
And both of them, I think, a little bit more money, get in the limelight, L.A. and whatnot. And I think it hurt their careers.
It hurt Hamilton for sure.
It would be hard to know. I mean, maybe we know.
It ended Hamilton's career.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe we know, maybe we don't know of whether or not the team wanted them to go or the team wanted them to stay. And that has something to say about whether or not you go or you stay too. So it's both. I think it's a both way. One that they just got cut and let go.
All right. Well, we'll be here a year from now talking about
Well, less than that.
Less than that.
Ozuna's MVP. But a year from now, we'll
Oh,
be
okay.
talking about Ozuna's. In 2 years MVPs, we'll be talking about Real Muto's.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah. Once he's traded from the Marlins.
Marlins. Susie leaves.
He's a superstar waiting to explode. Right
There you go. Hey, we'll see you. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. You have a great Christmas, and we'll be back in the new year.
We will be back.
I don't know.
We need to find out.
I need to
We
know.
need a
Get
sponsor.
sponsor.
We need a sponsor.
I have a sponsor.
All right. See you guys.